Good morning, everyone, and welcome to possibly the last YouTube live on a Wednesday before 2021. I might do one after Christmas, but it will be the last one before Christmas. So hope you're all well and keeping safe and all the rest of it. Personally, I don't listen to the news anymore. I can't be doing with listening to the news and all the depressing things around us. Thank goodness we've got a bit of craft, eh? What would we be doing with our idle hands if we weren't doing anything to do with craft? So whether you're knitting or painting or card making or whatever, it's really good to have something to do. So I'm going to show you a very simple card today with all the same products, but then making it look different in 3 different ways. So it's exactly the same, but different. We like that, don't we? So the products that I'm going to be using today, you can possibly see I've got an array of distress inks up at the top there. I've also got a fairly new stamp by Woodware, which is called Queen Anne's Lace, which is very, very pretty. And I'm then going to be using these Aperture stencils from Sweet Poppy. These are the metal stencils, so they particularly work well with having a magnetic sheet behind them, although it's not totally necessary, and they really work well with what we're going to do today. And I'm going to be using the Sweet Poppy blending brushes. Normal blending brushes, or I say normal, the Craft Artist ones I'm afraid aren't available at the moment, and so I've got a few of these blending brushes in because I do really like to use them. Blending brushes, I should say, in general. So we're going to be doing the card in different ways with different colours. So I've first of all taken a 6x6 card, and I'm going to be using the square aperture die on this one. Just take those out of the way for the minute. And I've got my magnetic sheet, which is a sheet of magnetic self-adhesive on the other side, which is the Woodware one. And I'm going to open up my card and I'm going to go directly onto my card front. So no layers, no nothing with this one. I'm going to pop my stencil over the top so that it covers that more or less completely. So I can see that that's more or less in the centre there. If I can do it, that's it. And then decide what colours I want to use. So as I say, you can possibly see I've got an array of colours which I'm going to be doing the different cards with. And I'm trying to think outside the box here of doing completely different colours than I normally would do, or at least making them into a slightly different colour anyway. So I think I'm going to go with Scattered Straw and Peacock Feathers for this one. So it's a yellowy colour into sort of a turquoisey colour. And I'm going to use the largest of the two. These blending brushes come in 2 sizes. So they are size 2 and size 1, this section is. The one thing I would say is I have got all distress inks here, not oxides. The oxides do work, of course, but I'm using all distress inks because I found that if I'm using distress oxides with the brushes and then sometimes with the distress inks and mixing the two, which I often do, the brushes don't like mixing the two very well. Not quite sure why, but they don't anyway. So I'm going to go in first of all with the Scattered Straw, and I'm going to start in this corner, and I'm just going to start blending the colour in from this corner. Just bringing that up to sort of halfway. Okay, so I haven't said hello to everyone. So good morning, Pat, Shirley, Heather, Fiona, Rio, June, Eunice, Jeanette, another Pat, Julia, lots of lovely people joining me. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come and join me. Very much appreciated on a sort of very windy day here today. So not all that special, just very, very windy. So I'm just going to wipe off some of that so they've got the worst off. And then, whoops, I'm going to pop on some peacock feathers, which is obviously quite an aqua-y colour. I'm going to blend that into the top half of it. So it's quite a noticeable change, as you can see. But we're going with it. And we're going to blend those two in together. So where they blend, you're going to get more of a greeny look. More of a contrast. So I'm going over the whole amount to tone down that yellow a little bit. And then going to make that more so up in this corner here. More of the beautiful aqua colour, peacock feathers. Okay. So I reckon that's enough for that one. I'll just take off the main part of that colour. Pop the lids back onto those because we won't need those for the moment. And then I'm just going to carefully take off my stencil, and you can see that that's given me a beautiful, very, very sharp outside edge, and it's straight onto the card front, so no matching and layering or anything, just absolutely straight onto the card front there. So a nice flat card for anything like that. So I'm now going to take that part of it away, and I'm going to bring in my stamping platform. Just, oops, I don't think they'll be in the right place. So let me just take those off. I'm going to close that up, and I'm going to just pop that now down in my corner, down to there. Pop a little bit of magnets to hold that down. So then I'm going to arrange my Queen Anne's lace. Now, it is a very fine detailed stamp, and it looks really good in black. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but what I'm doing is I'm putting the very bottom of the stems slightly off of the page so that they will be coming right from outside the page, if you see what I mean. And then I'm going to pop my happy birthday, which comes in the stamp set as well, up on that top corner. And I'm just going to pick that up like that. And I'm going to stamp that with VersaFine Onyx Black. So that's going to pick up all the fine details. And that's going to be a beautiful stamp. Really like this one. So just going to bring that over. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I just love it. Just love that. So pretty. Flat card, completely done, and yet so very, very pretty. Okay, so that can be your basic. That can be your 6x6 card, stencil, couple of colours. I mean, how long did that take me? 8 minutes, I think it is. Something like that. So that's a very, very quick basic card like that. Okay, so then I'm going to I'm going to bring it up a bit more. So I'm going to pop that to one side again. I'm going to bring back my magnetic sheet and my stencil, which I have just cleaned off. And then this time I'm going to cut myself a piece of card. So I've cut myself a piece of card that's 14.5 by 14.5. Okay. And then I'm going to pop my stencil right over the top. And as I said, that will hold it down. I don't need to tape any of it down because it's it's metal onto magnetic sheet. So that's going to hold that in place for me. So what colours shall we go with this one? I think so. We went with the sort of beautiful yellows and greeny blues on there. So now let's go for let's go random, shall we here? Let's go with a light green to a bright green. Let's see how that comes out. So I'm going with Bundled Sage, starting off in this little corner again. and bringing it up. So I'm on to ordinary white card. Nothing spectacular about the card. Just bringing that all up. And again, it's distress inks, not oxides. Also with oxides, I find that they take a long time to dry, and so they're not so ideal for stamping onto. You'd have to dry them off a bit first. Okay, then I'm going to go in with the peeled paint. So not quite sure where we're going with this, because hey ho. Oh, okay, more of an olivey colour. So we've got 2 tones of our greens on this one. So blending these all in, giving that quite a go. And then I'm just going to blend the 2 of them in together, because although you might think that you haven't got a lot of ink left on there, you have got a lot, and it just blends the 2 colours in quite nicely together. And if I fancy having a bit more of the darker one, I can, and a bit more of the lighter one, I can. And I think I'm going to go in for a bit more light around here, a bit more of that greeny colour, lighter green colour. Sage, bundled sage, that's what the colour is. So there you go. Let's pop those lids on. So that's our green version of it. So I'm going to take my background off, and you can see that I've got that lovely green colour going on. Just going to clean off my edges there. Just cleaning the stencil. I know that you can't see that what I'm doing, but I am. So then I'm going to bring in my stamping platform again, and I'm going to stamp in exactly the same way as we did before, but it's not in exactly the same place. So I'm just going to, she says, grab a clear template just to protect my work, she says, and can't find it. Oh, don't you just love it when it's organised? There it is, where I left it. Okay, so let's just pop that over the top so that I can comfortably take these off. And I'm going to place them in the same way so that the edges of the lace are just off the edge of this paper. And then pop the sentiment up in that corner there as well. And if I'm using my clear template, I can actually make sure that the wording is straight. So just pop that to one side. So I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to ink that up with my VersaFine Onyx Black. And I'm just going to pop that straight down. I think I've got all my deliveries today, so hopefully I'm not going to be, oh, bum, that moved and you didn't tell me, did you? Not to worry. Not to worry, but that means that those edges don't come down. So I'm just going to get my black pen. See, I was watching what you were saying. I'm just going to take those edges down because I did want them to come off the paper, actually. I was looking to see what you're saying, and I was thinking about my deliveries have come. We've had a lot of trouble with the television, and we've actually had a new television delivered today, so I'm happy about that. Okay, so there is my base there, and then I'm going to make this into a 7x7 card. And I've already cut myself out a base black card with the Spellbinders Vintage Squares, and that is then going to fit on there and give me a bit of a border. Okay, so just going to, hopefully got clean hands, just going to pop some of that onto the back, and then just stick that very carefully into the centre. And it's dry as clear glue, so if I do, which I have there, got a little bit left out, that's okay, because it will dry clear. That's what's called dry as clear glue, hint in the name. And then it's going to go on directly to my 7x7 card blank. So I'm just going to pop a bit of glue onto the back of that. And I'm going to centre that as much as I can. So we've gone one up, we've done the same thing, but we've done a different colour. Okay, so we've gone to the greens. Just going to pop that way around, so I can just press evenly. And we've given it a border this time, and we've given it a frame of the vintage squares, stitched vintage squares by Spellbinders. And then I'm going to get one of my silver pens, and I'm just going to go onto the flower heads of the Queen Anne's lace, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of silver onto the flower heads, only a little bit, just giving it a hint. Okay, but just taking this up what I would say is another level. So, but it's still very flat. You would still get this posted, if you're in the UK, you would still get this posted as an ordinary letter because it is still very flat. So now you can see that I've taken this up just one more level by adding a little bit of that. You could add sparkle, but also just by giving it an outer edge. So we had this one, which was your basic, and now we've gone one up, but in a different colour. And there's more. So one more, just going to pop that to one side. So I'm going to bring back my magnetic sheet again with my stencil, like so. And I've cut another piece, which is again 14.5 by 14.5. Pop that down like that. I don't know why I've just turned that round. A square is a square is a square, isn't it? But I just wanted to turn it round. So I did. So I'm just going to pop that bit on there. And then I've got my aperture again. And this time I'm going to go with, let's have a look. I'm going to go with, do we go as random as Worn Lipstick? Orange and pink? What do you think? What do you think? What pen was I using? Posca pen. That's what pen I was using. In silver. With a 0.7mm head to it. Right, okay. What colours then, please, folks? I'm now having a look. What colour do you think? Do we go spiced marmalade, or do we bring a bit of red brick, pink? Oh, they didn't look very different, do they? But I don't know. Let's pop them to one side because we don't want to go for those. I think we will go with, I'm going to go for 3. I'm going to start off with scattered straw, and I'm going to do that in this very small corner here. So that scattered straw in a very, very small area. And then I'm going to step it up to spiced marmalade. And we're going in with an orangey colour. Oh, I like spiced marmalade. I wouldn't like spiced marmalade if it was real spiced marmalade, but I like the colour. And then, I know I'm not doing a lot of blending at the minute, Then I'm going in for worn lipstick, which, no, it's going to be too pink. I'm going in for fired brick. Oh God, what do you reckon? Yeah, doing it. Oh gosh, it's a bit of paper. Calm down. Oh, look at these lovely colours. So then I'm going to start blending this a little bit now. So I'm blending the fired brick into the spice marmalade, and then, so that's darkest into medium. And I'm actually going to come back the other way, clean that off, with the scattered straw, and then come in again, making it more into the yellow. Oh, it looks like it's on fire. Love it. Okay, so try, if you have got some distress inks at home, do try to have some different colour combinations. You'd be surprised. Some of them work better than others. I think this one works really well, but it's surprising what a difference it can make. So now I think I have seen what I've done. Just a fraction I've got on there, so I'm going to have to trim that off. Can't be doing with that. I didn't centre it quite right, so I'm just going to take a slither off of there, just a tiny little slither. That's better. Can't have that in colour, can we? So I'm then going to bring in my stamping platform again, and I'll make sure I don't move it this time. I'm going to pop my piece of paper down and my template over the top. Now we'll just check in case it is okay, but it's not quite, because I want it to come off the page again. So I'm going to bring that down here and off the page there, and then my little happy birthday. Obviously you could put different sentiments on and everything, but it's brilliant for batch making. You can see, you know, it really doesn't take much to do all of those things. Now, that's what I did last time, wasn't it? Is put that wrong. So let's move that back into the corner and go back with my black onyx, or onyx black, same difference. Make sure I've covered all of those. And pop that down. Yeah, I like this colour. Yeah, it does look a bit like a fruit salad, doesn't it? Love it, love it. And have you noticed how when you actually put these, or when I actually put these colours on here, with the stamp in there, somehow suddenly you can't see the, well, you can see the colours behind, but if there was any colour in there that sort of, you might have thought, oh, that's too dark or anything, suddenly it's kind of like completely disappeared. It's really odd. Okay, so now we're going to take another piece of card, and this one, even though I took a little slither off, should be fine. So this one was 15 by 15. So that's going to go straight on to the 15 by 15. And that's just ordinary black card. So I've not used a die, although if you have the press cut nesting squares, then's your time to use them if you want, because you can take them up nicely. Then I'm going to go up with a white piece of card. So this black piece was 15 by 15. Now I'm going to go up by 1.5 centimetres to 16.5 by 16.5. It doesn't look very much difference, but it just brings it up a little bit more. Then, yes, I'm using a lot of card. I'm going up one more step. And if I was frugal, I could have used a die set and I could have then cut them all out from one piece of card. But hey ho, I didn't. So I've then gone up to 17 by 17, again, giving me that little border all the way round. So I've got 2 borders now. And then finally, I'm still going to put it onto my 7 by 7 card. And that will give us the final little white border all the way round. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to take my gold pen, because we've got more sort of goldy colours there. I'm going to do exactly the same, but this time I'm going to do it in gold. So just little dots of gold. Love it, love it. Really simple. And this would just about get you away with a flat card, but there is a fair few more layers, obviously. So basically you could either do batch making of the basic card as we did just now, or you can just, you know, bring it up a bit more. So let me just take these out of the way. Tell you what I am going to do. I'm going to, whoops, spray that because I've got the lid of that, and I don't want that to come on my card, do I? Just in case, because you know what it's like. You finish it all beautifully and then you go and get a mucky paw print on it or something like that. So, okay, we have got our 3 different selections here, all exactly the same except similar, if you can have such a thing. Can you see them all, more or less? Let's put them up there. So what we've done is we've taken a 6 by 6 card to start off with, and I coloured that one with scattered straw and peacock feathers, and I've just put the basic Queen Anne's lace stamp on it with the happy birthday that comes with it as well. Completely flat card. Change the sentiment and it could be for anything. Brilliant, done, sorted. Then we did exactly the same, but this time we used bundled sage and peeled paint, I had to think. Done it exactly the same, but I put it onto a piece of card this time as opposed to straight onto the flat card, because I've then taken Spellbinder's Vintage Squares, the largest one I think it was, or might be the second one down, not quite sure. No, the largest one. And cut that out in black because of the black ink here. And then I've used my little silver pen just to pop some bits onto the lace. And again, I think you can see that anyway. That one shines beautifully. And then we've gone up one more again, and we've gone to this one, which was in the end 3 colours, which was scattered straw, spiced marmalade, and we finished it off with fired brick. And I have put some gold pen onto that one, and I've put 3 layers on it. No, well, yeah, 3 extra layers. That one makes it 4 really altogether. So same card, but all different ways. Which one do you like best? I really don't know. I like them all for all different reasons. Yeah, it's very, very simple, but very effective. And if you just like making a quick card, if someone says to you, oh, can you make me a quick card for someone's birthday? It's today and I've forgotten. Do you know, go with this. I mean, why could a man not have this card? You know, okay, yes, it is flowers, but I mean, that's no more says it's a woman than a man or anything, does it? So, you know, go for it. So I hope you liked them. Yeah, I think you did. You like the orange one best. I can't decide. I can't decide. I like the colours of that one, but then I like the silver onto there. There you go, whichever. So thank you. Thank you very much for joining me. I will see you hopefully again on Friday morning. So as I said, although this is the last Wednesday session before Christmas, I will be seeing you hopefully on Friday morning. There is a lady who will not be here today, and if she does watch this later on, I would just like to wish her all the very best. It's June Dodd, who said on Facebook that she wouldn't be here today because she's cooking, wait for this, 800 school Christmas dinners today. And I thought I had trouble cooking for 5. 800 she's doing today. And then tomorrow she is going to be retiring to look after her grandson, I think, but grandchild anyway. So all the best to June. I do not want to be doing 800 dinners. I would be sick and tired of it, wouldn't you? So if June does watch later, I do wish her all the best anyway. So thank you very much for joining me, everyone. Don't forget to pop a comment on after when it comes up on YouTube. If you see anything that you'd like, the stencil apertures, I've got a few more of the brush sets left, and the Queen Anne lace is also available over on the website under the Facebook Live section on maximumcrafts.com. Have a great day, everyone. See you soon. Bye.